the best home record in the sport to 1 run on a first-pitch homer. Welcome inside. Derek Jeter, David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez, Matt Vasgersian in for Kevin Burkhardt. There's one guy sitting here that predicted the way this was going to go tonight. I got to go to you, sir. You called them. Did you see it happening this way? What an unlikely package of events for a win.
What an incredible day for Seattle, especially, like you mentioned, after the 5-game epic series. Look, I've seen this. All of us have been in so many big games, Maddie, and it's very common for a team like the Jays to climb a tall mountain like the New York Yankees, have a couple days off, and have a little bit of a letdown. I thought this was a trap game. But the truth is, the Mariners played great. They pitched. They hit home runs. They walked. They stole bases. Julio Rodriguez checked in. Good day for the Mariners.
That's why the baseball game is so beautiful, because it's so unpredictable. I mean, you would expect that a bullpen like the Mariners playing 15 innings, 48 hours to go, it would have been struggling today, especially against the Blue Jays offense, and it was a totally opposite. 6-inning pitch from Miller, and then the rest from the bullpen, executed very well. Stop that unbelievable offense from the Blue Jays. Wow, that was unbelievable.
What a job by Bryce Miller. I mean, coming back off 3 days rest, this is the complete opposite of everything we said early.
Yeah, we nailed it, didn't we?
Right? We really got it wrong. But you got to give him credit. And coming back for 3 days rest, first time in his career, and doing what he did against a team, like we said, they still didn't strike out. Toronto didn't strike out, put the ball in play. But he was outstanding.
Game 1 has gone the Seattle Mariners' way. They've kind of turned the series on its ear, and thanks in no small part to a guy who delivered the walk-off hit to finish the Tigers on Friday. Jorge Polanco got the walk-off RBI, or the game-winning RBI, in Game 1 in Toronto, and he visited with Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Matt. Jorge, you guys played 15 innings Friday night. You flew all the way across the continent yesterday. You had a pitcher going on 3 days rest tonight. How were you guys able to do this as tired as you were?
Well, we got some rest yesterday. We got some rest. I mean, it's just keeping the mind ready, keeping the mind ready. I know we play a long game, but we got some rest yesterday. We're trying to keep it simple, just trying to recover as much as we can. We know we got to play again today, and we just came here and compete today. I'm trying to win.
The walk-off hit you had in Game 5 of the division series, 2 RBIs tonight. Jorge, how important is it for the Mariners just to get 1 win here, maybe even 2?
It's very important. Playing away, playing against a crowd, I think it's very important for us just to come out here and get a win or 2 wins. But like I said, we're just taking game by game. I'm just trying to compete.
Jorge, thanks a lot. Back to you.
12-year veteran, Derek, who's been in the postseason before, but never as far as a league championship series, and that experience is paying off.
It is, and you know what I think that helped him is getting that big hit in the last round, right? What I like about him, and you guys know this as well, he always seems very calm. Right? He doesn't ever get too high, too low. He's in the box. I'd have to say he's one of the guys that they want at the plate in those big situations. So to come up with the big hit to get him into the ALCS, and then having 2 big RBIs today, and the second one to give him the 3rd run was huge.
They want him, and they want the big dumper to have a chance with the game on the line. His homer tied it up tonight.
And he dumped it. And look, I mean, Gosman attacked him very, very in a predictable way. He threw him 10 splits, and he didn't really elevate too much. We're going to roll a little tape here and show you a little pitch by pitch. Watch the amount of splits down. Nothing really above the belt. So after a while, he swings and misses here, but he starts getting more comfortable, and boom, perfect timing. And the swing, not trying to go home run hunting, but a nice compact swing that went a long, long ways. And that was a strike that hung.
1 pitch into this game, we thought, oh boy, this Toronto lineup's going to do what they've done all postseason so far. That was not the case tonight.
It wasn't. That's all they could get. And look, Miller was in trouble in the first inning. After that, he had a couple runners on. And like we said in the pregame, it's tough for a pitching staff to get out of jams with Toronto because they don't swing and miss too often. And Miller did a great job getting out of it. They couldn't come up with anything after that.
I don't know if this ever happened to you guys when you guys were still playing, but when I was swinging the bat hot, I don't want no day off. The day off kind of caught my rhythm for a second, and then I had to catch up. It seems like the Blue Jays tonight, those 3 days off, kind of affecting because if you look at it, this is the team that they don't try to pull the ball at all. For example, Vladdy was hitting ground ball to shortstop. That's not his swing. He stayed through the ball more likely. So I would say that those 3 days kind of affect him for a little. Hopefully tomorrow things come out different, but it seems like it.
Papi, that's really interesting. You must have never had a day off because I've never seen you uncomfortable at the plate.
Come on, man.
That must not
I have my days.
Not against us, obviously. But look, I mean, Matt, it took a perfect game, and the Mariners delivered a perfect game. Miller gives up first pitch home run to Springer, and then they go 1 for 28 after that.
Yeah.
Right? So he shuts it down and pitched well. They played solid defense because, again, Toronto did put the ball in play. But then the little things. Obviously, Polanco, again, playing like a hero. And then what I liked about it was Julio Rodriguez, 2 walks, 1 hit, and then Arozarena didn't check in with a home run or a double, but got a walk, 2 big bags, and then scored a big run. That's what it's going to take, a collective effort.
Where was that in the 15-inning game when we're sitting here waiting for him to score some runs?
Half the number of pitches thrown by the Mariners staff tonight as compared to that night you talk about, Derek. So let's put it into perspective. Toronto, best home record in the sport, highest team batting average in the sport, facing a guy who was making a 3-day rest start for the first time in his career, who's the number 5 starter, who's coming off kind of a clunky regular season. We go to the D train here. Dontrell Willis. Man, Bryce Miller was the story tonight, sir.
You know what? I love this start from Bryce Miller, and he saved his best for last. Hopefully he has another start like this. You want to talk about mental fortitude and guts. Bryce Miller showed that. It took him 27 pitches to get through the first inning. His first pitch out of his hand, he gives up a home run, and all of a sudden, he finds the release point. The velocity impressed me at 97 miles an hour, but he found a feel of the secondary pitches as well. Not only the split finger, but the nasty slider. 27 pitches in 1 inning. It took him just 49 pitches to go to the rest of the 5 innings. And what that does is it allows his offense to get settled into the ballgame. Also, he took the crowd out of it. We talked so much about how hostile that environment was. It was really quiet tonight. So Bryce Miller, as much as I love the hitters, he won this ball game and really could have turned the tide for this whole series as well.
What a turn that he made after the first inning. He gets jumped on a first pitch homer by George Springer, but from that point forward, innings 2 through 6, he was efficient. He gave up only the 1 hit and completely shut down a very good hitting lineup. So what this does, I think, big picture here, Derek, Seattle steals this one. It puts them in a really good spot because they can get their pitching back in order now for the rest of this series.
Yeah, well, I think we need to stop saying they stole it. They earned this one.
Okay,
and they really
fair.
earned it. You know what I mean? Because they came out and did exactly what we thought they couldn't do and hold the Toronto offense down. Now, for Toronto, when you have a little time off like you had mentioned, what you want is to get back to the field as soon as possible and as quickly as possible. They have an early game tomorrow, so they'll be back ready to go. But Seattle, yeah, they're sitting in a good spot. I think that's the formula for them to win, even though I don't think Toronto's going to go the rest of the series scoring 1 run per game.
I got to give a lot of credit to Bryce Miller because the Blue Jays were known as a wearing-out pitchers. 27 pitches in the first inning. We were looking at each other like,
Yeah.
what is coming? And remember, Bryce Miller had 3 days of rest and facing one of the best offensively team. But all of a sudden, like my man D-Train said, he picked it up. His fastball got live. His secondary pitch started hitting the strike zone and getting the batters off of balance very well.
You know, fellas, we were in the green room, and we were actually noticing something he wasn't doing on the mound. It was the way he was walking on and off the field. He had swagger. He had confidence. He was feeling himself a little bit. That was a good sign. The other thing is when you get a pitcher and you hit a bomb like that first pitch, a lot of pitchers get back on their heels. They start running away from the strike zone. He did exact opposite. He pitched with more conviction, more strike one, and he went after him. And the way he handled Vladdy was also very impressive.
Still can't imagine. I mean, the guy had not pitched on 3 days rest in his big league career and did it in game 1 of a LCS where, let's face it, all the pregame narrative was advantage Toronto. It just didn't work out that way tonight.
You know, the great Andy Pettitte, I got to mention my boy Andy Pettitte, he would always say, in the playoffs, I'd rather have 3-day rest than 4. So I said, why is that, big lefty? He said, because I'm so hyped up that by having a little less rest, to your point, Papi, about being out there, it makes me pitch better and more effective, more movement. So maybe that was the case.
Well, let's talk to him because he's ready to visit with us. Bryce joins us. Bryce, congratulations on a terrific effort. Talk about your prep given the not so much time to get ready for this start.
Yes, sir. It was definitely not a conventional week, but yeah, I didn't get a bullpen this week. We had a lot of excitement 2 days ago in Seattle. And yeah, I mean, just came out here ready to go and had some fun.
Bryce, congrats. This is Alex Rodriguez here. Well done tonight. My question to you is 3 days rest. You basically have to, you win that big game 5, 15 innings, epic win for you guys. Did you feel like you needed to give this team length because your pitching staff was gassed?
I did, yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, 15 innings 2 nights ago, and then we had a couple delays yesterday getting in, and yeah, I mean, that was my goal. You know, go out there and get ahead and attack and see how deep I could get and give us a chance. And I was able to do that. And first inning didn't go as planned, but we settled in after that.
Bryce, congratulations, Big Papi right here. I want you to take me through your mindset after your first inning with 27 pitches count, and you know that your bullpen played for 15 innings and battled through it back in Seattle. And the most important thing, you're not pitching at home. You're pitching at the Rogers Center.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, it was, like I said, first inning was not ideal. You know, I came in and rewatched it, and I felt like I made some good pitches, and it just, you know, the leadoff home run followed by a 12-pitch at bat was definitely not how I had it planned. But just went back to pitching. You know, how the Mariners, you know, tell us to continue to get ahead and attack and make my best pitches, and I was able to. I think the next couple innings was like a 6-pitch inning, 7-pitch inning, and we were able to get the pitch count back down. And then after that, I settled in and just, you know, continued to attack.
Bryce, what's up? This is Derek. Great game. The question I have for you is the 6th inning, when you walked someone with 2 outs and the pitching coach came out. Walk us through that conversation and let us know how bad you wanted to stay in and finish that inning.
Yeah, no, I turned around and I saw Woody coming out. I was glad it wasn't Dan. And no, it was. I felt like I had 100+ pitches in me today, and so I did not want to come out of the game. You know, especially like we said earlier with the way the game went 2 days ago. I knew I had to get deep, and I wanted to keep going, and I felt like I was cruising. So yeah, just settled back in. Woody came out and, you know, gave me some words of encouragement and told me to let it rip, and that's what I did.
Hey, Bryce, we understand that you've nicknamed a lot of your staff mates after cheeses. Do you have any cheese nicknames for the guys on this set, for David Ortiz, for Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter? Any cheese nicknames?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
You don't have to answer that.
Come on, man.
Take a look at these guys. You got to come up with something.
Hey, Bryce, you already called the sir. That's enough of a nickname.
I think my favorite cheese is probably feta. So we got 3 of the best to ever do it up there. So we'll go triple feta.
Hey, man, congratulations on such a great start. Go take care of your arm and get yourself ready for the next time your number is called. And thanks for visiting with us.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Great job, man.
Bryce Miller was great and completely throttled one of the best lineups in the sport. Averaged 8.5 runs per game in dismantling the Yankees, limited to 1 total run against Bryce Miller and the rest of the bullpen. So, you know, the fact that epic game was about, 35 hours ago, and it wasn't just Bryce, it was the whole pitching staff that was good today. Hats off to the Seattle Mariners tonight.
Indeed. I'm actually thinking about Derek Cheddar, like the cheese thing. I'm actually getting pretty hungry now. No, Matt, I mean, it was really an outstanding team win. And give Dan Wilson, the manager, credit, having his team ready. I mean, could have easily come in here flat, but they came in. And, again, it's not that they got him out. It's how they got him out. They got him out with conviction, throwing strikes, not running away from the strike zone. And anytime you can do that in October, it helps because the more people you walk, the more people get to hit.
Well, look, I think they're probably also trying to prove a lot of people wrong, all of us up here as well. You know, the narrative coming in here was Toronto's offense against a depleted Seattle Mariners pitching staff. And they came out and did what most people didn't think they could do. And, you know, they're going to have to continue to pitch that way. It was a big win for them. But they have 3 more wins if they want to get to the World Series.
I always say this, during the playoff, good pitching start good offense. And being in the East Coast, more likely, I don't watch many games from the Mariners because they're on the West Coast late game, this and that. But guys, we need to realize that one of the main reasons why this team is where they are is because they're pitching. They have been able to keep batters off of balance so well. They have power pitching. They had that good balance from head to toes, and they know how to stop good offense.
And Manny, one more thing. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel, especially in October in these big games, sometimes there's a little less pressure just going on the road. You don't have to wear as many tickets. You don't have to worry about family screaming, mom, dad, all these other people. You just get to go and be with your guys, go to team dinner, and then show up and play. And you saw a much more relaxed team in the Mariners. If you study their body language, they took better at bats, better eye control. I liked it.
Well, you know who loved being on the road tonight? Because it was Toronto, specifically Rogers Center, Cal Raleigh. He has some numbers that are hard to ignore in this ballpark. 14 career games there, big enough sample size to draw some conclusions. 9 homers in 14 games in that ballpark. He loves being north of the border. I mean, there are ballparks, there are horses for courses. Courses for horses. I think I mixed it around.
Yeah, I got it.
But when you like someplace, you guys speak to
it.
this. Because when you're comfortable somewhere, David, you had to have a place in the postseason you like to rake that wasn't Fenway. It's
everywhere.
Right? Yeah,
everywhere.
Listen, this gentleman right here, he is extremely dangerous. In that at bat, I don't know if you guys had that video of the home run pitch by pitch. The only mistake that I feel that Gatman did on that at bat was he never changed eyes level for this guy. Everything was down. Against a pure hitter like this guy, you need to switch eyes level so you can have him focus on a different direction. Every pitch was down and down. And you know that great batters like that, they make adjustment from one pitch to another.
Great point.
Well, the adjustment that they're going to make moving forward is this. Go to first base. I don't think they're going to pitch to him anymore. I really don't. You saw it with them with Aaron Judge, putting him on base all series long throughout the regular season. Didn't do it as much in the postseason, but I think they're going to force Julio Rodriguez to beat him moving forward.
I think his game was good tonight.
Oh,
Julio.
Great. He had a great
Julio
game.
was great, and he had a good approach.
Yeah.
But I think Derek's right. I think they're going to put the onus on him to beat him because I think they're tired of seeing the big dumper taking, what I'm saying. Now, here's what I would tell you, Manny. If he was a DH, that would be super impressive. If he was a first baseman, super impressive. The fact that he's a platinum glove catcher and handled Miller and that staff beautifully and still can go deep, I mean, it's Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge-like because he is a catcher and he's a switch-hitting catcher.
The case so many people are making for him to be the American League MVP, though those ballots have already been sent in. Postseason doesn't count. Ballots have already been submitted. Hey, Game 2 of this ALCS continues tomorrow in Toronto. Our coverage starts at 4 p.m. Eastern with the pregame show right here on FS1. Not a lot on the offensive ledger for Toronto, a team that had the best batting average in the sport, limited to just 2 hits. Let's hear from the managers, starting with Dan Wilson on the importance of Seattle taking Game 1.
Tremendous. I think, we've talked about just how resilient these guys are, and tonight was one of those instances again. Great job all around. Coming back tonight and getting Game 1 is obviously a big momentum shift for us, and a lot of work to do yet, but the job that Bryce Miller did tonight was phenomenal.
We're in playoffs, you don't really see guys go that deep into games, I try to just do my job as much as I can. I mean, like I said, I gave up a home run and a walk. So up to that point, I'd really been throwing the ball really well and, had the game right there. And, this one's on me.
Yeah, let's talk about that 6th inning. And I know that the postseason trend is more outs from your bullpen than from your starters. But in the 6th, 5 2/3 into it, Derek's already shaking his head. You leave your starter in at that point?
You have to. He had 76 pitches. He gave up a home run. Everyone gives up a home run to Cal Raleigh, and he walked a guy. Who cares? When you're in the opposing dugout and you have a starter that is absolutely dealing, If they go to the bullpen, I don't care who they bring in. You're excited because it's a new look. So I get it. Everyone always says, oh, you know, that's the formula in the postseason. Well, the formula doesn't always work. I'm telling you from a hitter's standpoint that you do not want to continue to face a guy that's been dealing. You want to get him out of there as soon as you can.
Derek, you're exactly right. And Buck Showalter used to always say, the barometer should be when you take a pitcher out like Gausman tonight, does that other dugout get happy or are they pissed, right? And you got to think this team was very happy because Gausman was dealing. The reason the Blue Jays did not win was not because of Gausman, it was because they didn't hit enough. So the other part you got to think about, and this is part of, you know, you having a young manager, right? You're playing a 7-game series, okay? So if you pull them out early, you're going to start taxing your bullpen, which is going to be a ripple effect later on, which we may see in game 5, 6, or 7. Yeah, that was a tricky one today, Papi.
I tell you what, I absolutely agree with the two of you. You have one of your aces pitching out there at home, dealing, because he was dealing. I don't care about a home run. You keeping the score low, he's dealing. Sometimes this move messed up the player's confidence level, you know, and hopefully that's not the case in this case. But, I mean, 78 pitches, and you know that this guy is going to have to go around and face him one more time. I don't know what to think about those.
I have a question for both of you, and Matty, you too. Help me out here. Pitchers are built to pitch 200 innings, right? They're your horses. They're starters because they're better than your bullpen. In a 7-game series, they have such a short leash on starters. They just want to pull them after 75, 76 pitches. But then you have a bullpen guy, and you let him go out there and hang for, you know, for example, the Munoz 2 innings, and he'll probably pitch 2 innings again. Why are they so short with the starters and give so much room for the bullpen that are not as good as your starting pitching?
I think sometimes they get to be a little concerned about how things went during the regular season, and then that had a little bit of accountability for the playoff. But when you are in the playoff, you have to be all in. Yeah. You have to be all in. I mean, this is a guy that whenever at 78 pitches, you get him out of the game, you know what the opposition say? Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
The best way to answer it is I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Now, you have lined up your pitching staff to have your ace on the mound in game 1. This is what you want. And it's 76 pitches. Your ace is absolutely dealing. Who cares? He give up another home run. It doesn't matter. You got an offense, right? If you're going to win, your offense is going to have to score more than 1 run anyway, right? Leave him in. I don't understand it.
Eric, the problem is you need an Ivy League education, which none of us have one. Maybe Matt does. But
Nope.
By the way, it doesn't need an Ivy League degree. That does not work.
Not much.
Agreed. I agree with you guys for what it's worth. All right, so for game 2, it's going to be Trey Savage on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays.
For 3 innings.
Probables. These are probables. Nobody's for sure. And Savage was so good against the Yankees again. Highest release point in Major League Baseball. Rookie phenom. And Logan Gilbert, after his first professional relief appearance, he pitched in that epic Game 5 that beat the Tigers. He's going to be back out there on shorter rest. I guess we should stop talking about short rest with these Seattle starters because nobody's worried about Logan Gilbert tomorrow.
No, I tell you what, it doesn't make a difference at this point. I mean, this is just the result of playing a 15-inning game a couple days ago. You're going to be throwing guys out there that everyone's going to say that they're tired. But you're pitching for a chance to go to the World Series. You can sleep when the season's over. So go out there and give them everything you got.
I think the adrenaline coming through your body, Max, when you are in the playoff, it's just a different feeling, a different type of feeling. You just want to get to the promised land, and you don't really care, to be honest with you. I mean, that Gatman guy, he want to stay out there. And I'm pretty sure Gilbert tomorrow going to bring everything he has to take his team to the promised land.
Come on, let it out, man. You're swallowing a lot of fun.
Out there. Oh, man.
By the way, no Toronto starter has thrown more than 78 pitches this postseason, and that was Savage against the New York Yankees. Maybe that's a part of their magic
it's worked,
formula.
Who are
here.
we? All right.
Yeah.